Hey yo, what is poppin'? It's your boy. You already know who it is. Hey yo, if you liked the video, drop me a follow. Check me out on Twitch. Don't really ever do this during the video, so I figured I'd do it during the intro. With that being said, I love you guys. Let's get to it. Yo, what is really good? As you can see in the background, we are going to be talking about Outriders. Oh man. There's a lot that I kind of want to touch base on. So, for sake of the video, I cut all background noise. There won't be any um, in-game volume. That way, I don't have to talk over everything. Um, like I said, there's certain things that I kind of want to go over, you know. And I get it. Like some of you might not like my slower demeanor and how I like to go over things a little bit more thorough. And if that's the case, go ahead, leave. I don't care personally. Um, this game was one of my favorites. I was looking forward to it. Uh, I was definitely looking forward to doing content for it. But the game's taken a turn, and there's some things that I've kind of wanted to get off my chest, and some things that I figured why not go ahead and address the community on. Now, with that being said, seeing as my character is literally sitting idle, I'm going to go ahead and throw on some actual gameplay here for you. You know what? Here, let's go ahead and transition into some actual gameplay. uh, in the background is Strangers of Paradise, a game that I am absolutely fucking adoring, absolutely loving. The game has fallen under radar. It makes Outriders literally its bitch. Um, but I figured, you know what? I've been playing that. I have not been playing Outriders, and even for the sake of this video, I was not going to put myself through the actual hell of playing that game. I'm sorry. I get it. So many of you are probably like, well, then why the fuck are you covering the game? Why? Because Outriders is about to stand as an example of something that we as a community need to address. Okay? And it's going to stand as that example. And in the background, I'm going to use a game that literally does everything that Outriders should have done right from the beginning without needing a year's worth of work. And on top of that, even within a year, going dead silent and completely dicking the community over. Now, this game in the background is also made by Square, which proves to me that the entire time that people were complaining about Outriders, Square was taking notes. Square was listening. Okay? Square was listening very well. And yes, this game does eventually hit a peak. And that's fine. All games do. Right? If you know how to grind it out, this game will eventually hit its peak. And I have officially hit its peak. But we're not here to discuss that, right? I'm here to discuss Outriders, okay? And a very important topic about the genre currently, right? And we're going to have this game playing in the background for the sake of the video. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and discuss. So, as of me making this video right now, it is 4:13 in the morning currently on Friday, April 15th. And Outriders was supposed to, as per like the last update that I even like remember acquiring. Um, they were supposed to put out their World Slayer DLC in March. Now, keep in mind, March was last month. We still, in the next month, halfway through the next month, mind you, still have not seen anything, heard anything. It's rather sad, to be fair. Um, and I get it. There's probably still some content creators that are like actually keeping up with the bullshit to this game. And if there is, wow, I I I feel for you. I really do. I tried. I could not do it. The game became such a chore just for me to even turn on. Okay, I lost a lot of people from my Twitch community because I had built it and established it off of Outriders. So I feel you. I feel you. Um, I feel your pain. Not probably nowhere near as much, but I feel your pain. Um, but you know, now it's officially broken over the 1 year mark since the release of the game, right? Game released as an April Fool's joke back on April a year ago, and within the time of Outriders, we have seen one tiny installment patch that gave us 4 new maps, right? They gave us that little taste, like when you're a drug dealer and you want to get your product on the block and you just kind of like toss out like that little nickel to the crackhead and let him get a taste. You know what I mean? You toss it out there and be like, yeah, here, just go ahead. You know where to find me if you want some more of that. And the community took it, they put it in their crack pipes, and they fucking blazed the shit out of it. Right? Everybody was all hyped for like a week. People were loving the fuck out of it. Then they realized they're not getting any more. That little nickel that was tossed to them, that shit was like the complimentary prize. When they came back to the dealer was like, "Ayo, my bad." So it comes to, it kind of to uh, comes to the point now where I don't have the product anymore. Right? Like they gave you that hit, they gave you that taste, and then all of a sudden, as soon as you got that taste, they're like, "Yo, my bad, fam. Like what I gave you was what I gave you. I don't have it for sale no more." And the community was like, "Hold up, what are you talking about? You don't have it anymore." They're like, "Yeah, well, we're discussing it with our connect. We'll have it for you here in at this time. Come back then, and we should have it." So the community has been sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And for some of us, I mean, we sat here for what, months just waiting. I haven't seen an update in like 3, 4 months. And I still have the game on my PS4 Pro, right? So if the game was to get any kind of an update or anything, it's automatic. I'd wake up, turn the PS4 on, and I'd see it somewhere in the notifications that Outriders has been updated. The game hasn't received support in fucking months, right? But that's besides the point. You know, if you go and you actually like look at the game itself, there's like 3 people that stream the game, and most of the time those 3 people are just random people that probably just picked the game up or found it in a dumpster somewhere and were like, "Hey, check this out! I can actually play this." Um, but you know, we've been sitting here for this time. Come on, like there comes a point with a community where we need to really kind of discuss, like, there's this community doesn't deserve to be fucking redhead stepchild slapped around like People Can Fly has done to us, right? And this leads me to a discussion I had on the stream the other day with a couple of buddies, right? Where when you look at the communities, right? When Outriders first came out, it attracted a lot of people from, or a lot of content creators, I should say, from Warframe. I believe it also pulled some from Destiny as well. Probably some from Division. You know, it's in the same genre. So a lot of people probably flocked over. And there are some content creators that literally flock over from different games because they don't match up with that community, right? So they drag their tiny community that actually enjoy their content over to any other game and they basically play leech, right? They leech off of that game to try to grow themselves, okay? And look, not knocking a hustle, alright? You do what you gotta do. But what happened here, and it also is kind of going on with Marvel Avengers as well, right? But that's not going to be a topic that I'm going to talk about. They both basically fall in the same road, is why I mentioned the other game, right? But you have this community now that's festering off of, you know, they're trying to compare it to this, they're trying to compare it to that, right? They're trying to basically compare it to things that it's never going to be, and it's never going to aspire to be. And that's Warframe, that's Destiny, that's Division, right? The game itself is never going to be that, ever. You're not going to see content coming out for Outriders the way that you thought you were going to see it come out, right? You're not going to see it. You're probably better off seeing like Division 12 before you even see Outriders 1. Think about doing anything major for the community, okay? We might get World Slayer, but who knows when the fuck that's going to happen. Because, to be fair, the competence level of People Can Fly, and the fact that they don't even, you know, keep up with their own community, nothing. Like, come on. Come on. You know, you have a community manager that doesn't keep up with the community at all, right? It it's sad. It really is. It's sad. But what I was going with this is this, okay? Right? You draw these people in, right? These content creators, they flock to this game. And what happens when they flock to it? They want to leech out of the community the most that they can leech out of it because they know the game's not going to go far. They see it. They're going to overhype the game continuously, and then they're going to leech out the, you know, the community that they can grab before it dies and they move on to the next game. Right? They're parasites. Okay? And what they do is they see that the game is grabbing a negative hype. Okay? So they start making videos in the negatives, talking about how things are absolutely negative with the game. And this starts to draw a negative morale, right? This negative morale then leads to the community becoming extremely negative and extremely toxic. And then that's when you have the Outriders community. And like I mentioned before, the Marvel Avengers community. Right? It all bases itself off of the content creators. Right? And I've been saying it since the fucking beginning when I started doing content for Outriders. I started saying I'm not going to be biased. Okay? I'm not. If they do something wrong, I'm gonna call them for fucking being wrong. If they do something good, I'm gonna praise them for doing something good. Okay? And that's how I've been with my content all the way through. That's how I've been. Okay? I feel that I've been consistent. And I may have my rants, but my rants have been, you know, for like solidified purposes. You know, I've gone off and I've called out content creators by name. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Where I'm from, off the YouTube world, I'm gonna call you out for your stupidity. That's just who I am. It is. It's just who I am. If you're gonna sling bullshit, I'm gonna call you on slinging your bullshit. Maybe it wasn't professional of me to do so, but at the end of the day, I'm just like you. I'm just like the viewer. I'm not some fucking, superstar out here who deserves praise. I'm just like you. And if I see a video that's, chock full of bullshit, I'm gonna call them out on the fucking bullshit. But that's where we are today, man. This toxic community is based solely off of the content creators that were on the game, covering it. World Slayer still isn't here. I don't expect the game to have it anytime soon. As I've mentioned before, it's literally just a fucking. It's. It's literally just as it was when it came out, an April Fool's joke. And with that being said, I literally have nothing left to say. Here we are, a month later. Still no content after we were promised. And, yeah. I'm sorry to the Outriders community. I wish there was something I could say to this day that would make things better. But, can't. I love you guys. I'm out. Peace.